Learn how to add shared properties to all objects created from a construction using prototype. In this example, we want to look at how we can use prototype to add properties to JavaScript objects. What exactly does prototype allows you to do in JavaScript? Prototype lets you add properties to a constructor, so all objects created from it can use them. I have added some steps as a comment inside the script tag, in which we are going to use to create a sample example and see what a prototype is in JavaScript. So let's go ahead. The first step says create constructor function person. So I'm going to create a constructor function. I will call the name of that constructor person. It will take this parameter, the first, last, age, and height. Now, step 2 says use this to define properties. So I'll just use this to define all the properties that I have inside of it. First name, dot age equals to age, this dot height column equals to height. So you can have as many as possible. For example, if you want city, you can add, you want country, you can add it, and then inside your constructor, then you can just do it city equals city. This dot country equals country. So now that you have your constructor, it's time to now make a prototype from it. How do you make a prototype? You call the constructor dot prototype dot nationality, so equals English. Now use new person dot prototype, step 3, which is what we just did. New person prototype, add nationality property. We want to use the prototype to add nationality to our person constructor, and that is what we just did here. Create object using new person. Now it's time to create objects using our new person constructor. And so I'm going to go ahead and make an object. Let me call it my father, which is the variable where I'm going to store the new object. Then I can call my new constructor person, and inside it, I can just pass in my data or parameters. And now that I have this, let me try and get out the results. Document.get element activate equals to the nationality of my father is my father dot nationality. Now look at it. The nationality of my father is English. Now, if you take note of what just happened here, now this example centers on adding a nationality property to all persons objects. Here we have first name, last name, age, color, city, and country, but no nationality. Now we wanted to add that nationality to it, and that is the whole lesson or the whole point of this example. So we created a constructor for person, and we define property inside of it with this. Now we use prototype to add nationality, and then from it we created a new object, and my father is created for that new object. So inside my father as a variable. Now object does not have nationality directly. If you look at what we have here, there's no nationality directly inside the object. But JavaScript does what? It checks prototype. If it finds something, it will return it. So in this case, it finds English and just simply return it to us because prototype had shared properties, and all instances can access prototype properties. Properties are not duplicated in each object, and JavaScript looks up the prototype chain. So the advantage of this is you can add once and use it everywhere. It also helps to save memory and work for all future objects. Prototype is what is checked if property is not found. Now, what does prototype allow us to do? It allows objects to share properties and method efficiently. And using prototype lets you extend object behavior without modifying each individual object. So look at this. If I want to add another thing, I can just duplicate this and say, let's say I want to add city. No, let's say I want to add spouse, for example. This way, I can say my father, the nationality of my father is English, and I will just add another string and say, and he is married to my father dot spouse. You can see the nationality of my father is English and is married to her. So you can see how flexible this is in order to work with constructor using a prototype to add properties to our object in JavaScript.